going on, guys? On today's episode, we're going to be working on the Silverado here, and namely we'll be working on the fuel lines, because we do have issues with the fuel system in this. The truck runs, but it just pours out fuel from right under the driver's door here. So we have an issue with the fuel system, and pretty much all these lines seem to be bad, especially under the truck. So we are going to replace them all. And for that, we have a set of fuel lines, hard lines from Fine Lines. And I know that going back with a braided fuel line would be a lot easier of install, not having to deal with the hard lines, but I want to go back with the OEM, the hard lines, how it is. I just think that'd be a little bit better finish for what I'm looking for. And I like the challenge, of course, to deal with that. So this video by no means is a how-to on how to do it, because I don't know how to do it. I'm just going to figure out as I go, as I do with most things, and just kind of let you know that, you know, you don't have to know exactly what you're doing to start working on your vehicle. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to jump in and figure it out as we go. So I'll show you that whole process. So to start out, I'm just going to remove this cover here. And we've got two bolts that are in the top that I'm using an 8mm for. Pull those off. And pop the cover up and off. So the first one that we're going to work on is this one right here, that you can see has a little safety clip on it. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to take a screwdriver and on the back of this, just pop it up. And this should come out. You can see how it works. It just clips in right there under it. And then I've got this cheap set of Harbor Freight fuel line disconnect tools that we'll use to get the fittings separated. So I got this one disconnected, and how this tool works is when you get this thing slipped over it, you push it all the way forward and it disengages these teeth on the line, and then you can just pull this line directly off of it. So we'll do that just like this one on the one right below it as well. And we switch to the smaller size of the tool, and now we got both of these two lines right there. Both of those two lines right there disconnected. Now we're going to want to take this hose off. We'll just push the clip in and pull it off, and then get it unthreaded from under everything on top of the intake here. And then we'll need to get all these fuel lines unclipped from underneath the truck. Well, under the truck, there's a few different places we want to get it unclipped from. One is there's a clip in this spot, which is already gone. There's another one up here. As we keep going, there's another one that is in this area. And then lastly, there's a bracket right here that you can see that has a 13mm nut on it, and it is attached to the back of the motor above this transmission. And I had to use some extensions, a couple different extensions with a socket that has a U-joint on it. And then that is a 13mm nut in order to get that bracket loose, which we can then remove these fuel lines. Then to disconnect these lines, I'm going to take some snips, and we're just going to cut them right here at the bends to loosen the front half of the lines from the back half that then we'll then take out. So we got this front section of fuel line out, and this is the bracket I was talking about that was up behind the motor and above the transmission. This right here is a major issue because not only is it bolted in, but it was clipped around part of the harness, which it was nearly impossible to reach this with a screwdriver. I didn't have one quite long enough to get to it, and it's a really small gap getting up beside the transmission and all that. So this clip and this bracket all together is a major struggle on getting this thing out, but we got it. Just had to bend the bracket up a little bit, finally got it unclipped, and we have this front section of fuel line out, so we'll work on the back. So with the front lines out now, what we're going to do, we can unclip them here and then remove the bolts on the back side of this frame rail that hold this, the ABS module in, and then we'll remove the bolts that hold this in, and then we can unclip these lines. And once we do that, you can snip it, in another place if you need to, just to help remove things, remove the bolt that holds the fuel filter, and moving this and all that should just give us room to get the rest of these lines out of here. And we got the rest of the fuel lines out. So you can see in here where it's really bad, and possibly, yeah, that's probably where our leak was coming from, right after the fuel filter on our main line. We got a hole there, pinhole there. All these fittings are rusted pretty bad, and then back at the back, right before the tank, these lines are absolutely horrible. So it's where our fuel issues were coming from, where it was just pouring out all over the ground. So we got all these out. Now we can start putting the new ones back. Now that we've got the old lines out, I've got the new ones kind of set up right next to them, just so we can kind of map out where they go. Got all the pieces that we're reusing swapped back over, and the connectors on the new lines. Got everything laid out, ready to go, and got our shop dog here to help. So we're just going to start threading these back in and getting them in place. So you can see right there in the middle, I got the first one threaded up through here into the engine, and I did have to take off the ends. So this is the second line. So I've got all three of these lines run now. You just kind of have to work them to the side of the transmission, doing the return line, then the main line, and then the vapor line, running them like that. So now just gonna get them mounted in this top bracket up here, so they're held up kind of where they need to be, and then we can work on getting things run along the side and then to the back. All right, I got the rest of these lines connected. New fuel filter in and everything. Got the charcoal canister back up. So it really wasn't too bad getting these lines back in. I think the one thing that I don't like is, I believe these lines, they just seem to be a little bit too long, and these connectors aren't quite, a perfect fit. So it really feels like they're too long for where these lines end up at. And like the main feed line going to the filter just seems like it's way too long, because it pushes, it pushes the feed line back up in here, not really where the bracket is. So it just seems like the dimensions are just a touch off on these lines that I got, but everything is together, and I'm gonna throw a battery in this truck and turn the key and see if we can get fuel, see if we have any leaks. I want to check, and if I can get it running, just check everywhere and see if we do have leaks anywhere at all, and go from there. All right, let's check for leaks. Don't see anything coming from there. These all look good. All right, well, let's start the truck and look for drips. All right. Come on now. I wonder if I need some gas in this thing. It's wanting to start. All right, got a little bit of fuel this time. Let's try it again. There we go. Just need a little bit of gas. That'll do it. Don't see anything coming from those. Got a little bit of a vacuum leak. We'll get that fixed. Don't see anything on the ground though, which is good. We're gonna let it run for another minute or so and just check, make sure we don't have any drips, and then we'll call it good. All right, well, let it run for a couple minutes and we don't have any drips under the truck, which is really nice. So no fuel leaks. We kind of got it all back together right as far as I can tell. I mean, no leaks. It runs great and sounds good for it sitting for 4 or 5 years and then having a little bit of startup. So once we got some gas in it, it fired right up, which is a really good sign that it just wants to fire right up right off the get-go and after just replacing that stuff. So, you know, we found a new vacuum leak, which we can fix, no big deal. But in the next video, that's going to be it for this one on the fuel lines. Next one, we'll be working on the brake lines. We've got a lot of stuff to fix in that. So it's going to be a pretty big job getting the whole brake system overhauled. But we'll be working on the brake lines in the next one. So I'll catch you in that one. Thanks for watching.